Why should I fear death? If I am, death is not. If I'm a soul, then death is not. This body is just a shell. If death is, I am not. So we don't have a soul and this is all for nothing, then when we die, we die. It's all a wash. So what is there to fear then? Either we don't ever die and there's nothing to fear. And if we do die, then there's nothing to fear because we might as well live our life to the fullest. So we're all agnostics in a way. I don't care what religion, faith you are. We all don't know 100% what happens. So I would say there's only one way to find out. That is to die. Then you'll know. So until that moment, we don't know. So I think it's interesting. I think it makes life worth living just to, because either way, if we survive and we do this again, if we're reincarnated, we go to heaven, hell, etc. There's something after. And if there isn't, then what we had here is even more precious. In corporate America, in whatever job you're doing, we kind of forget all this stuff. We just run around with our heads cut off, trying to pay the bills. You work so hard and you're going to die on a random day. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're dead. You could have planned for 100 years for the rest of your life, all these retirement accounts and this and that. And what are you going to do if you die? You get hit by a bus tomorrow. Every moment is precious. You might as well live to the fullest, whether we live forever or not. Not that you can't have faith. I have my own levels of faith, but I feel like you live life a little deeper and more presently if you're considering that you might not wake up tomorrow. You think you're invincible, you think you'll live forever, but you won't. Even if you're 10 years old, you can get hit by a bus. You don't have to be afraid, but at the same time, we need to think about it because I think it makes those moments even more precious. The moments with your child, the moments with family, the moments with the friends you care about. If we do go on, you get to relive those moments. You get to keep that memory. If I am, death is not. If we are eternal, we probably get to keep these memories. That's great. But if we die, if death is and I am not, and it's truly the end, doesn't even make it that more precious that these moments are really just a moment in time. We're on a floating rock flying through the universe. Maybe there's aliens, maybe there's not, but we're either way, it's kind of insane that we're this super species on this floating rock, and yet we don't love each other enough. We just kind of treat each other like crap, try to get ours, and we don't consider that this could be it, or we could all meet again. We live our lives in a very, very detrimental way, especially as Americans. I'm an American, and I feel like other cultures live a little closer to this truth, but here in America, I don't know what it is with corporate culture, with any job for that matter. It's very capitalist. You can't take it with you. When you're at death's door, I don't care if you're a billionaire, we all meet the same fate, death and taxes. The joke is if the winner is the person that dies with the most debt, that lived life to the fullest. So, I just think it's interesting in America, we have this disconnect from our essential nature. This existential crisis doesn't hit people until they're midlife or they have a near death experience or someone dies close to them. They start realizing they're not invincible. I've had friends and family have surgeries that were emergency, and oh my God, all of a sudden, now they're in a bad spot. They never considered that they weren't invincible, and then they kind of have to be at death's door for a moment. And I think life gets a little different afterwards. You're kind of once you go through the gauntlet, you're never the same. So I just think as humans on this planet, we should keep this in mind. Once a day, you should be grateful when you wake up the next day because you might not wake up tomorrow. You should enjoy that ice cream scoop that you ate. You should enjoy the sunlight on your skin. What if we are eternal? Maybe you won't get to experience this exact experience again. If this is it, this is freaking it.